So Jake, obviously quite a few injuries over pre-season. You've got Theo in there now who's signed house. Theo, how far is he off?
Yeah, obviously we've got a few players injured at the moment. Obviously a lot of the lads haven't been training so far. These have been injuries that are from last season. But Theo's a hard-working lad and he's really easy to work with. So he's really putting it into the rehab, and it's a pleasure to work with him. He's not far off now, so should be a few more weeks.
Yeah, and Joel, how's Joel? Obviously had a bad injury last year, and he's been in with you, hasn't he? Ever since.
Yeah, it's been a tough one for Joel. Obviously had that big injury back in October. Sort of messed around with the NHS a little bit, ended up going private with it, and then the pandemic obviously happened, and everything's been compounded by that. And it turns out now that he's going to have to go in for a revision surgery, which is unfortunate for him. But again, he's another lad who's willing to put the work in the rehab, and I have no doubt that he'll be back before the back end of this season. But it's a long-term injury, so he's going to have to put the work in.
Just explain a bit more about Joel's injury, what it is, what's the issue, and everything like that.
Right. Okay. So he had a multi-ligament surgery. So back in October, he injured his ACL and LCL, which are two ligaments that provide stability in the knee. It's a really big injury to have, and it's a 12-month return to play normally at this level anyway. But it turns out that the surgeons actually, there's always an element of human error with surgery, and something went wrong when he did that, so he's going to have to go back and have a revision. Going to put him back a little bit, put him back a few weeks, but no doubt that he'll get over this now. We've got a great setup here to help him get through it. So, yeah.
What timescale are you looking at Joel?
We're looking at towards the back end of this season, so looking at around March time to get him back now, which does seem like a long time, obviously, because the initial injury was October, but he actually didn't get his surgery till March this year. So if we can get him back 12 months from that point, which will be March next year, that's successful for me and for him. So
all the other lads clean bill of health at the minute?
Yeah, well, there's a few niggles being picked up here and there with the increase in training now. Obviously I don't know how much the boys have been doing over lockdown, but when you reintroduce them to sport, they're always gonna start to pick up some niggles. So there's Harry Benns as well. He's going in for an operation within the next couple of weeks, so he'll be in with the lads doing a bit of rehab as well. So there's a few. I'm a busy man at the moment. Yeah.
Well, he was a stop and start Harry last year, wasn't he? I mean, what's the issue this time? Is it his ankle?
Yeah, right? He's got an ACFL injury, and it's just a recurring problem. So once you have an injury like that, you're always going to be prone to it again. So he's decided that the route for him is to get that managed surgically. So obviously it's a bit of a longer process going that route, but we know that when he comes out of that, he's going to be fitter and flying better than he was before. So it shouldn't happen again really after that.
Bro, nice one. Cheers, Jake.
No worries.
Nice one.